The topic of period is still a silence issue that should not be spoken in a loud voice in front of men and even sometimes in front of women, breaking the silence. That this is a normal thing, it's a gift of God, it's a blessing to start your first menstruation. Children, all girl children, should be proud of menstruating and not see like it's a barrier. The 12,000 shilling of 2 kilos of meat will buy 6 pads of the child to stay in school for almost 6 months.
Wherever you are in the world, as a woman, you are experiencing menstruation. So, what does that really mean for women in the indigenous community? Hi everyone, my name is Val. You can call me your period bestie, and welcome to the Period Garage podcast. Where we speak about menstruation and everything in between, the conversations that had to be whispered. If that's the kind of space that you've been looking for, please stay. On today's episode, we bring to you a very important conversation. Often than not, when we speak about menstruation and periods, we think that it's an isolated issue. But this is a very natural process that cuts across women of all cultures, of high and low income, wherever you are in the world. As a woman, you are experiencing menstruation. So, what does that really mean for women in the indigenous community? For women in the indigenous community who might not have access to all of this information? And what happens to the women who have gone before us? Are they coming back to the community to open up safe spaces for dialogue around menstruation so that a day at a time, a girl's life is changed? Welcome. Today we have a very, very important and special guest. I'm not gonna say so much because she definitely has a lot to say about menstruation and everything in between. Hi, Grace.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm very good.
Are you feeling good?
Yes.
It's nice to see you.
Me too. Thank you so much.
I didn't want to get into the introduction because I want you to tell us about yourself.
Okay.
Yes, so could you tell us who Grace is and what got her into this work?
Okay. Thank you so much. So my name's Gracie Sikore. I am a Maasai coming from original pastoral communities, and I'm working as a community mobilizer, and I'm working with different organizations, including Pastoral Men Council as a community mobilizer. So feeling like sharing part of periods, it's a very sensitive topic, and it needs more awareness raising and more voices. And that's why I'm so happy to be part of this conversation.
Thank you for gracing us.
Uh,
All right, guys, did you see that? Grace, and thank you for gracing us. So, could you tell us just a little bit about what got you into this particular work? The work about women and girls.
First of all, thank you so much. And I'm really happy that uh, girls are getting opportunities to speak, to raise confidence. And I'm really happy to be part of that product in my communities. And coming back, there is a lot of challenges that are facing our communities, and especially girls from the pastoral communities. The topic of period is still a silence issue that should not be spoken in a very loud voice in front of men and even sometimes in front of women themselves. It's still a very different, not like other tribes whereby when a girl start menstruating, she have to stay with the auntie. Now she's now being directed what to do. That is very different from our context as pastoral communities. Like from my side, the first time I heard the topic of periods is when I was in primary schools. So we get stories from school and not at home. At home, they are very silent. So how I came into this, it's because now girls are losing a lot of confidence in class, and in previous Girls were menstruating when they are very big, like 18, 17 years old. Now at least they know how to take care of themselves. But now by the time of 11 years old, a girl child has already started menstruating. She don't have confidence, like she's just in class.
Mm-hmm.
Amechafuka. She don't know how she can defend herself. She lose total confidence, like concentrating in class. She needs some psychological counseling on how she can take up and raise up and still use those things that can be very helpful to her, like the best sanitary pads ambayo itamfanya awe comfortable in class. And from there, now we see girls are picking up, and they're even the role models to those who are not getting the education,
Yeah.
especially from our communities. So being part of this conversation is really something that I would love most, so that I can reach more girls, but also breaking the silence that
Mm-hmm.
this is a normal thing. It's a gift of God.
Yeah.
It's a blessing to
Mm-hmm.
start your first menstruation,
Mm-hmm.
because it is even a sign that maybe one day God will give you a child. So children, all girl children, should be proud of
Mm-hmm.
menstruating and not see like it's a barrier that will lead them to not concentrate more in their classes or in the community.
Thank you so much. I feel like you've really brought out a couple of very important issues, including the fact that even in indigenous communities, menstruation still is carried with silence and stigma. And the result of this is these younger girls that we are seeing getting their periods quite early are losing confidence, and it is acting as a barrier when it comes to accessing education, being able to speak up for themselves, self esteem. And just to take you back, do you remember your first period? Could you tell us a short story of how that went for
Ah,
you?
so uh, mine is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I got my first period, and it was really I can't tell it, because I was longing for it. Uh, at first, I had this awareness of already the menstruation periods.
Mm-hmm.
So even in class, whenever those people come in school, teachers practicing, I'm
Yeah.
always in front, helping how to make a pad, how to raise awareness, joining different clubs.
Mm-hmm.
But now to me, I was so late to get the periods. So some of my colleagues were telling me, "Oh, maybe you will not get a child, maybe what." So to me, I was always longing. I reached to a point that I got my point when I was in Form 3. I
Yeah.
was so a little bit so big.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time I got my period,
Mm-hmm.
I was very happy.
Mm-hmm.
I already know what to do.
Yeah.
But before I got, I was also helping other girls, but I was just waiting for mine.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I got. I always carried the sanitary enough sanitary pads from school,
Yeah.
because I'm really happy that I thank God I went through a scholarship
Mm-hmm.
called the Musoi Center,
Yes.
whereby we are given all necessary needs
Yes.
for schools.
Yeah.
So I didn't face that challenge of maybe missing the
Education.
education or barriers that could lead me to lose confidence in class.
Yes.
But in the process, I always witness girls who are losing confidence,
Mm-hmm.
girls who are coming to school with no basic needs. So sometimes I support them with what I have, sharing with them, but also parents who are not giving their children to school, and especially to our communities. When a child is in boarding school, now it's like even sometimes our parents doesn't know which class I am.
Yeah.
So sometimes they have to ask your donor, which class is she?
Yeah.
So by the time you are there, it's like your guardian who know which class are you, what are your needs, and the topic of the sanitary or the periods become more even silent
Mm-hmm.
than the other one.
Yeah.
I was speaking with men from our village
Mm-hmm.
on the question of giving children, girl children, enough sanitary pads
Mm-hmm.
to go to them in school. Like they stay in school in 6 months, so you need to provide 6 sanitary pads.
Yeah.
And most of them were saying that they don't know even what is that. They
Yeah.
only know ni kifaa ya shule.
Mm-hmm.
So when a woman is giving out the budget of the child, or even the child is writing a budget to her father,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the say the child will write na ile kifaa ingine ya shule.
Yes.
So our fathers never know what is that kifaa ya shule.
Mm-hmm.
So it is pads, but it will not be seen in the budget.
Yeah.
Even the mother will not tell the father direct that what is that.
Yes.
So it is always hidden sometimes. So and they thought it was very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling them that today is a market day. How many kilo of nyama will you take after the training?
Yeah.
You will take maybe 1 kilo. Let's just say 1 kilo or 2 kilo, which is 12,000.
Yes.
The 12,000 shilling of 2 kilos of meat will buy 6 pads of the child to stay in school for almost 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
They say, wow. So it's like everyone will say, now I'll go and make sure that my child have all 6 pads.
Yeah.
But we still need to raise awareness among ourselves first, the men. It should start with us, the women, the young girls in school, the clubs, even the out of school girls. Because I remember when we are doing the awareness, I always go with the pads. I put it in front of the desk. And the woman came from me when I was in one of the villages. Can you remove that thing and put inside your bag, because it's like you are shaming us in front of men.
Yes.
So I said, this is my topic today, so I'm not going to hide it. This is what we are speaking. People say, ooh, how are we going? Now you have to send men away. But they really need to know what it is, so that we will break the silence and we will all support girls who are even accusing the parents that one of the reasons why they are getting early pregnancies is because they don't have enough pads in school.
Yes.
So for them to get the enough pads, sometimes they just have to sleep with the men so that they get enough cash to buy pads that will give them the good comfort to stay in class, safe in class. So this should be a barrier. We need to break it through raising our voices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you brought up very, very important perspectives, especially what is the role of community when it comes to improving access for young girls and women when it comes to menstrual products and menstrual information, which really sits at the very beginning of where do we start to fight this particular fight. And as I said earlier, I think one of the things that is really just coming out strong is that the stigma around menstruation, which is a natural process that is supposed to carry a lot of pride of getting to a different phase of life, is still surrounded by stigma.
Yes.
And this particular natural process is also an issue that, so for example, when you start your menstruation, it means that you're ready to carry a baby. So if not enough information is provided or products provided, then it means that there are certain negative consequences, such as early pregnancy. So I think it's very important that we're having more women like you from the indigenous community coming out to speak. Sometimes it's said that we need the voices of the people from that same town, that same community.
Exactly.
So that it doesn't look like it's outsiders coming in and telling us, all these different things. So thank you so much, Grace.
Thank you
for gracing us with your presence, sharing with us your knowledge, the work that you're currently doing at the community level. Please do continue being a champion for girls and women. It goes a long way. We cannot change the world in a day, but the world can be. I've forgotten, guys. Don't be so hard on me. But there's something they say about that. One brick a day builds the house eventually.
Exactly.
And as we wrap up this particular episode, isn't it funny how whenever we look or speak about menstruation and we speak about periods, we think it's an isolated issue. When we think about the silence, we think, oh, this is isolated. It's just me in Kenya, in my house. But it's not. These are the experiences of women across the world. That is not a small issue.
Yeah.
That is an issue that calls for all of us to participate in actively for ourselves and for the young girls and the older women who did not have access to this kind of privileges that we have, including information, the right products, and safe spaces, as you said, that are created so that we feel like whether I'm coming from Latin America or Africa or Asia, there's one thing that brings us together as women.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much.